What's up, what's up, what's up? It is Daniel Wiafe, and I am answering Chris's question, Mr. Christopher Emden. I'm sorry, Dr. Christopher Emden. So, and don't mind the black Santa Claus get up. It's the holiday season. So look, Chris asked, when comp ranges are so different in certain neighborhoods for one reason or the other, how do you accurately give an offer without the feeling of guessing? Which is a great question. Example, gentrified neighborhoods where the condos next door are $300,000 and the distressed house is $120,000, which is obviously a huge difference. Do you use a 70% of ARV rule for the lower number or for the larger number? Okay, and so answering the first question, how do you give an offer without the feeling of guessing? In everything that we do when we're running comps, it is to a certain degree more or less a educated guess, okay? And one thing that you can do is definitely get a good relationship with a realtor, okay? Have the realtor run the CMAs on that particular area, all right? And if that's going to be your best way to do it, okay? So obviously you have your sources that you can use. You can use your Zillows, your Redfins. You can use your property analyzers from Berkshire Hathaway. You can use the other software that we tell you to use in the academy, Chris. Try to look for properties which are of comparable size and value, and let's say use condos comparing to condos, and then use a house on the next block comparing to the house on the next block, if that makes sense, okay? So if you're on one of the sites that we suggest to use for evaluating properties, Chris, if your subject property is a 3-bedroom house with 1 bathroom, and you see 2 houses next door, there's a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom house that also sold, you can use that for a comparable value, okay? But obviously, if your subject property is a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom, and the only sale that you have is the condo, which is a block away, then obviously that's not going to be a good comp to use, okay? It's not going to be a good comparable property to use. So in that instance, again, get with a realtor, okay? And you can even call some of those signs, those for rent signs, for sale signs, and then that are in that area, and that'll get you in touch with a realtor in that area. And just when you call them up, let them know, hey, I am looking to buy investment properties in that area, and I need to know what the property values are for this particular address, okay? And in most cases, a realtor will help you, okay? It may be something where you may need to pay somebody just a little bit of money to have them help you, okay? And a matter of fact, Bobby Terry from Wisconsin, he will actually do it for $25, I believe it was. Give me 1 second, let me look up his contact information. So Bobby is actually a realtor, and he has access to the MLS all across the country, okay? And give me 1 moment. Let me switch this camera. Okay, and so, oh, my camera sucks. Won't let me. All right, so look, hopefully you can see his information. Let me try and move my camera. Hopefully you can see his phone number. You can reach him at 414-412-0863. That's 414-412-0863. His email address is bobbyterryjr@gmail.com. bobbyterryjr@gmail.com. That's BOBBYTERRY. And what's his last thing? I cannot see this. I must have bad eyes. But anyways, contact him at the phone number 414-412-0863. Okay, and he has access to all the properties across the nation. Don't ask me how he got it, but he does have it, and he will do that for a fee. Okay, so he won't do that for free, but it's pretty much a nominal fee, and then he'll be able to get you the comparable values. Okay, and give you a good CMA on that. And I mean, it's very, very detailed, the property reports that Bobby runs. So he's done a couple for me as well. So give me 1 second, Chris. Let me get to the rest of your question. Okay. How do you accurately give an offer without the feeling of guessing? Use a realtor. Okay. Gentrified neighborhoods. Do you use a 70% of ARV for the lower number or for the larger number? And that would really depend. If the lower value is based off of a comparable property to your subject property, then yes, you would use a lower value. But if the higher value is more in line with your subject property, then you would use that property. Okay. So for example, if your subject property was comparable to the distressed house that sold for 120, then you would use a 70% of 120 to evaluate your offer price, okay, your highest offer. But if your subject property is more comparable to the $300,000 property, all right, then you're going to use the 70% of ARV, the 70% of the 300,000 to get you a highest offer price that you can give to the seller. Okay, so I know I went over a lot of numbers. And if you have any questions, Chris, or anybody else, go ahead and ask me below in the comments area. So peace, God bless, Daniel Wiafe, houseflippingdojo.com.